Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Seriously, welcome one, come all, everyone. Welcome to what is currently episode 54, 55 of Keeping It Real. I am honored. I'm honored to have you all, and I got a lot to talk about. So, where do we begin? I think I need to change everything's like going, but I'm kind of living like the same day over and over again. So I think I need to switch some stuff up. I think I'm going to try a 30-day challenge. A 30-day challenge where I don't watch any social media. No social media, with the exception of movies. I'm allowed to watch movies, but that's it. Just movies. No social media, only movies. And a strict diet. I think those two things, or, why not just make it everything? Whatever, I don't want to think about this right now. So, I was going to clean my room, and I did clean my room, but I only cleaned, like, a little bit of it. I got, like, 1/6 of the way there, I think, would be a fair thing. And then I just gave up because it's too much, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, bro? Today, the United States plays Canada in the fourth installment of the four-nation face-off. In the fourth installment, I don't know if it's the finals. It's the end. It's the end. Canada versus USA. I'm super excited. I think my plan for directly after this episode is to head straight to the gym with the boys, and then after that, which crap, it's already 4:16. I'm going to shoot Sarvetch a text and be like, yo, I'm actually not going to make it until like I'm not free till 5:30 soonest I can make it. Heads up. Speaking of the gym, I went yesterday, and I don't mean to sound like Listen. The frequency at which I talk about girls and the way that I talk about them may lead some to the impression that your boy is full of lust. Something that I actually am without currently. Well, can you ever be without it? I think it's like hunger. It's like an appetite. Like you always have it. But it is what you do with your appetite that matters, right? So all I want to say here is that it's been since January 3rd since I yanked my own chain, if you feel me. Yoinked my hog. I swear, when I'm not on camera and there's no mic in my face, I have like much better names for this sort of thing. But for some reason now that like yeah, I can't come up with any. But it is what it is, and I want to flex that. I want to boast that. I want to brag about that, because we're pushing into March now. So it's like, the first 30 days are the hardest, and then after that, it's like you push for a year. At least in my world, when I kind of give something up, I like the first 30 days always really kick me in the butt, and then after that 30 days ends, it's kind of just like the whole time you're looking forward to that 1 year mark. So here comes January 3rd of 2026. See if I can make it. Yeah, as of this point, the first 30 days, like, you're constantly hyper aware of the fact that now this certain thing is not in your life. I used it as like a dopamine release. I would do it whenever I was bored, quite frankly. And that was quite often. So yeah, in if okay, and yeah, I don't have much more to say. But yeah, with that being said, I just want to say I'm in control of myself. That's all I want to say. And then adding on to that, now I can tell you and feel a little bit better about telling you this girl that I saw at the gym yesterday. I never go to the gym, but I went to the gym. And it was kind of like she was not really real. Like, I'm not sure, like, I don't know. But I didn't speak to her. I did not speak to her. I thought about it momentarily, and right after I decided I wasn't going to, I left the gym. There was this moment when I was like, I don't know, I was like kind of zoned out, and I was thinking about it. I was thinking about her, and I turned around and not turned around, but I just kind of was like staring at her back. She was walking on a treadmill, and I was like, damn, like how, like, who is this person? And in my head, I was like, this is what I'd say if I'd go up. I'd probably be like, yo, do you, like, so tell me about your boyfriend or something. Or like, who's your boyfriend? Because like, there's no way there's no way there's not a guy somewhere. I just don't believe that, so like that would be, but this is all problematic. Everything I'm saying right now is problematic. The way that I'm speaking about the situation is problematic, and it shouldn't be. It should not be this way. It should be either like I go and I speak to her, or I, mind my own business. Those are the only two things that should exist in the situation. But I won't lie to you. When the whole experience happened, I was like, oh, I can't wait to like talk about this on my show tomorrow. But, I am talking about it, and yeah, I couldn't wait. But I didn't realize this is what I'd be saying yesterday. Yesterday, I thought I was just going to look in the camera and be like, yo, this girl was like a cartoon. I can't believe that she even existed. And like, I had the blessing to look upon her. But now I think that's whack and gross. And I think that I slept on it, and now I'm in front of the camera, and it's episode 55. And my thoughts on the matter, this particular matter, are that I'm a pussy. I'm scared. Or maybe I don't have to call myself. Maybe I don't have to beat down on myself. But maybe I don't have to beat down on myself. But I do have to admit that I didn't even. It's important how I frame this. I missed. I missed. And when you miss, it's all right, man. You just gotta get back up. Get back up again. And yeah, just get back up again. Yeah, this is about, this is what it is. And I could yeah. I'm having a moment where I was going to continue talking about it because this other thing happened in regards to her. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm done. And what I've just said was important, and if not the most important thing about this whole situation. And it's really what I want to take away. So when I want to take something away, when I've made a point that I think is really important for myself, I often find that I bite my own tongue and think for just a little bit longer than I normally would have, in hopes that the thing that I want to take away, the point that I want to make to myself, sticks. So we're going to leave this here. For the sake of the point that I want to make to myself sticking, I'll repeat it one more time. Just be yourself. That's it. Just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Okay, so moving on. What else has happened? Okay. More girl stuff. But we'll see. We'll see if I can tie this just be yourself into this story also, I guess. So it's snowing in North Carolina. And that is a rarity. Intersecting this, I make videos every day. I think my goal, I would say, it changes so frequently. The only constant is that I make the damn videos. This is one of them. And I'd say for the story I'm going to tell you, I was out trying to entertain. I was trying to entertain people. and I found a double. I found a way to kill two rocks with one stone, right? Because there's all these people out because it's snowing, all these college students, and they all are like kind of like out because they want to like see what's going to happen because it's snowing, right? And that's why I'm out too. And I also have, I guess, an audience. I don't know. We can talk about this after this because I've been staring at Instagram a bit too much. So we'll get to that after this. But I figure I can, do some I love to do stuff, like controlled, like if you've ever seen the movie Jackass, like those guys they never get like serious. Well, they do get seriously injured, but that's because they do it all the time. I like to take calculated risks that to an outsider look super dangerous. Like they entertain people. I like to entertain people. I like to jump and dive into pools. Like I like to jump around and like just be crazy and whatever. Lately, I think it started last time it snowed. I figured out that not only am I pretty good on two wheels, but I'm actually decently okay on two wheels on snow/ice, which a lot of people, normally, especially where I live, there's not a lot of people on two wheels. It wouldn't be surprising if you talk to someone and they hadn't ridden a bike in a year plus, because Raleigh is not a very cyclable city. That's just like the truth. Some roads don't even have sidewalks, and cars go very fast, and they're very big and they're very dangerous. So most people don't cycle to commute, and they certainly don't cycle for enjoyment. So that makes riding a bike on its own a little bit interesting. But when you kind of add the speed and you add an experienced rider like me, because I ride bikes all the time. Now, actually, I have to be quite honest with you. My bike is currently broken. So there's two things. I don't have work today, and there's two things I wanted to get done. I wanted to both clean this room, and I also wanted to order more bike parts. If I could do both of those, then I'd be very, very impressed and satisfied with myself. But I digress. I was out on the snow day, and I unlocked a spin cycle, a spin bicycle, a rentable bicycle. And I was like, well, you already know what I was like. I was like, let's see what we can get into today. So I'm bombing hills. I think I hit a staircase, which was pretty, I'm not going to lie, pretty dangerous. I was going very slow, but like it was pure ice. It was stairs made of ice, and I was going down it in a bicycle. The spin cycles are very heavy, and I'm like to think I'm very well versed in heavy bikes because my personal bike is electric assist, and I kind of have the feel to have a lot of weight, And I also used to ride very, very heavy motorcycles. So I hit the stairs, I hit a hill, and I see this. And we'll get to the girl. Trust me, I'm gonna tie everything back, or girls, I should say. I see this. These guys, it must have been like around lunchtime they built it. It's this huge, so the Court of Carolinas is where I am. It's a quad that's a part of North Carolina State University's campus. And in the Court of Carolinas, there's these big sets of brick staircases and ramps leading out to this big grass field, which is the quad. And amongst the brick staircases is like this brick, I don't know, partition, or it's just like a little bit of a brick ledge. Like it goes up to about like, I'd say your knees, maybe even your thighs. And it kind of just guides you to the next set of stairs, which is like coming off of it sideways. And on the other side of that brick ledge, I guess you would say, that comes up to about knee height, thigh height, is, I don't know, I want to say like a 4 foot drop. Yeah, I think a 4 foot drop is pretty okay to say. Maybe like 3.5. But for all intents and purposes, a huge jump. Huge. Because the ground slopes down right as it hits that 4 foot mark, and it's grass now. It slopes down immediately. So these guys have found this line where on the other side there's this huge slope that you come down right towards the brick side of the partition of the ledge, and they've built up this snow ramp that connects the brick ground as a ramp to the knee-high height ledge. And I think, now that I'm thinking back, and I thought last night as I was going to bed, I think it was probably for snowboards. I think these guys had probably brought out snowboards, and they were hitting it that way, which is still crazy. But here I am with a spin bicycle. So I'm like, yo, I got to hit that. And I think mainly what I was thinking was like, I got to get to the top. And it's like as someone that's doing this sort of thing, exactly what you're capable of at all times. Like if you don't do things that you're not, that you can't handle. And I know I'm not going to do anything that I can't handle. So I think my first thought is I got to get to the top of this hill so I can eyeball this whole situation, right? And I get there, and even as I'm going up there, I kind of know that it's too much. But anyway, people are cheering me on, so I go down and I bail on the bike like before I get to the ramp, and I do it a second time. I'm trying to bail in a way that sends the bike off the ramp and not me. But that's just simply not going to happen. If the bike's so heavy that if it's going to go up that ramp, because the ramp is snow, so it's slippery. I can't it's maybe a couple tries with some practice I could get it, but I couldn't get it. So I gave it a rest, went over to like this other hill that's fully made out of brick. That's like this slope people are sledding down, and I built like a ramp for myself, and I hit that. If you want to see any of this stuff, you can go on my Instagram at JLKADIS. I just made a compilation of all of it. But then I find my way back to the jump, to the big snow jump. And I don't know what this, like how, but all of a sudden I see these guys on these tricked out mountain bikes, full suspension, flying through the air, soaring, getting as much speed as they can, taking off gracefully and landing so smoothly. And I'm like, no way. I just saw someone on a bike do it. Line me up. So like my heart's beating, and like, because now I'm going up there with the intention of doing it, like actually sending my body off this thing. And I'm like, okay, if they can do this, I can do this. So I get up there, and I see the two guys, and I'm like, yo guys, I'm doing it. And they see my big heavy spin rented bicycle with the big front basket, and they're like, yo, no way. And first guy goes, and I watch him, and the second guy tells me, okay, you want to tow me? And I don't know anything about bicycles. I'm new to the whole bicycle thing. So I kind of was like, what does that mean? And then I used context clues as he's telling me, and I figured it out. And towing is like, if someone's not sure if they can hit a certain feature on a bike, they can follow somebody else, in pretty close proximity. Like I maybe let him go and then give it like half a Mississippi or one Mississippi, right? And now my big heavy spin rented bicycle, it lights up, right? There's a headlight, there's a tail light, and it's bright orange. So these guys have hit the jump once or twice now, and there was already kind of a crowd forming. But now that the spin is up on the very top of the hill, everyone's got their phones out, and people are kind of coming in to like see me absolutely eat ass. So at this point I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to commit, and I didn't think I was going to land it, to be completely honest with you. At no point during this entire thing did I think, like, I'm going to land this. I think, like, I'll keep telling the story, and I'll give you an example of what might have happened if I really thought that I could land it. So he tows me. Well, for a second, he's like, I don't know if I want to. The people start to crowd around, and I think he maybe got a little bit nervous, and he was like, I don't want to go in front of you. Like, if I fall, I don't want you to hit me. And I was like, you're not going to fall, man. You want to tow me or not? And I let him like think on it. And he was like, all right, I got you. And he went ahead and went. And I gave it half a Mississippi, one Mississippi. And I hopped on the bike, and I just went down. And I'm picking up a lot of speed. And I'm like, holy shit. There's no way that I'm doing this right now. I get right before that ramp, and I'm like, all right, we got to start like I have to start my bail now. So what I do to initiate my bail is I do not take the highest, I don't take the ramp at its highest point. I steer a little bit to the left with this precision, because I'm telling you, I'm an expert on this bicycle. And I go a little bit to the left of where I should be going. And that allows me to get up the snow right? I sort of pop my tire off the brick and my back follows. And because my back followed and because the bike's so heavy, when the back tire hits, it sort of pops the bike up. And now I'm kind of like headed straight towards the ground with like my front tire. Like the bike looks like it's almost going to flip over. And that's when I throw my leg off the side of the bike midair and kind of like lunge for the ground. And it wasn't a graceful bail. I actually ate it. I think I like smeared my face through the ground. At least it felt like, or maybe I used my shoulder like this, but I think I outstretched my hand or something and like that. Throughout the whole process, I got pretty banged up. I think the bike slammed into my legs. It got my right ankle and my left shin pretty bad, and then my arm, this is already a pretty bad arm. I landed on it in such a way that it's, it hurts pretty bad. It's pretty sore, but it's all good because I still have like full range of motion. I can still walk. Walking doesn't hurt. So as long as walking doesn't hurt, like it's a complete mission success. If you can walk, you won. So yeah, I ate shit and it got caught on camera. And I got up and everyone's like screaming for me like, hell yeah. And I just like, I stood right up. When you like, you kind of get hurt and like you stand right up. I kind of tried to take a breath and like chill for a second because I don't know, like the whole reason you do these things, right, is sure to entertain others, but it's also that giant adrenaline rush you get when you are about to do it and you finally do it and like you live. So like I was coursing with adrenaline and I decided, I stood up. I don't even remember standing up, but I bailed off the bike, rolled, and then I stood right up like immediately. And then I stood there for a second, didn't take any steps, like looked around, I guess. And then I sat down. And I was like, all right, I'm not hurt yet. Because, sometimes it takes a while to figure out how hurt you are. And I was like, damn, that was awesome. I wish I took a little bit more time in the moment to appreciate how awesome I felt. Then this other guy comes up behind me. And all his friends are like, now you got to do it. And he asks if he can borrow I'll borrow the rented bicycle. And I'm like, dude, yeah, hell yeah, hit that shit. Go ahead. This guy, I don't know this guy. I don't know. I wonder what it'd be like if he told the story. But like the way that he was like so ready to do it, I thought that maybe he had a lot of experience on bicycles. He probably does, to be completely honest with you. He probably does. But 16. I'll stop this at 16. The 15 mark would probably be okay. I'll write it down. I always write it down. So I'll write it down just so I don't forget. 5:15. Okay, so continuing on with the story. I'm still like, trying to feel it out. It's kind of a blur at this point because I have so much adrenaline. At some point, I speak to like this group of people. And I'm like, I know there was tons of phones out. So I asked them like, hey, did anyone catch that on film? Like, was anyone filming that? And the guy says yes. And he's so nice. And he sends me the video right away. And I make Instagram Reels every day. So I'm like, I'm kind of trying to like milk this just a little bit. I want to see if I can get like more than one angle. So I asked the girls behind them, like, did you guys get it also? Like, maybe I can get another angle. And they were like super sweet. Lots of eye contact, lots of smiling. One of them was like really like putting herself front and center in front of me, like body position, right? She was like the front of her, like she moved in such a way that to like directly be in front of me. So I couldn't ignore, right? And she looked up at me and she was like, are you okay? Like, that looked like it really hurt. Are you okay? And she kept asking me that. So once I probably answered yes. Next time I probably said, thank you for asking. And the third time I probably like bit my tongue and just like, didn't speak for a bit because like I wanted to see if she would maybe just like say it again without me even answering. But I never got the video from them. Turned out the guy knew them. So when I circled back and actually got the guy to send it to me, because he didn't send it to me in that moment, I mentioned, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll get them to send it to you." I never got it. It's been a day and a half, but that's the only. That's the only. That's it. That's all. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. Of course, then this guy takes the spin up to the top, lines it up, goes for it. That motherfucker went all in. He had no intention of bailing. I mean, he bailed at the end, but it wasn't like he decided to bail. It was like the bike made him bail. He went off he went down the straightest line he could, so he caught the full lip of the snow ramp. And that bike, the same deal happened. I think he put all of his weight up in the front of the bike or whatever. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. And he ate it so hard, bro. He ate it so hard. He flew over the handlebars, rolled, and then the back of the bike comes and smacks him in the face. Can you believe that? And I ran over to see if he was okay. I didn't see any giant gash, any blood. So because I didn't see any giant gash or any blood, I was like, okay. I told myself he'll be okay. He'll be okay. He was lying down for a good while after that. And he got I did go check on him a little bit later, and he got cut by the bike on his gums. He was bleeding in his mouth. And I was like, ugh, what the fuck? Damn, bro. That's crazy. So, very fun stuff. I posted. Okay, let's talk about Instagram now. I do this, right? I'm on YouTube. I make videos. I'm trying to eventually profit from it. Of course. I mean, how awesome would that be? If I could make money off of this, then I don't know. I think it would just be great. And I don't know. I think I've caught myself refreshing the page too much. Now, I don't want to make any problems where there's not. But this is leading me to think let's do an entire rehaul on my daily routine. I have a list somewhere where I did that earlier, and I definitely didn't stick to it or even really try to attempt it. I think I should have. But I think I'm a good opportunist, right? Yesterday I ended up at the gym, and the gym was on my list. The gym's on the list of things that, so maybe it might be helpful if I just took the list, and maybe just went through and reviewed it. No recreational social media usage. Oh, I can't. We're just reviewing it. We're going down the list, and we're reviewing exactly what I wrote. So this is as I wrote on the top, test run February 9th. I had work from 2:45 to 9:30, which equals 6 hours and 45 minutes. I'm trying to calculate because lower down on the list, I have a thing that says 45 plus hours a week working at Jersey Mike's. So let's start at the top. All right. And let's see what these markings mean on Sharpie. So I think, okay. So I believe when I circle, it means that I didn't do it. I wasn't able to complete that one on that day. And then when I put a dash, it means that I still need to do it. Was February 9th the day that I didn't sleep at all, maybe? What does the dash mean? For this one, roll out back, at least do one rep of one back exercise each day. I could do it. One. What does the dash mean? I'm not sure what the dash means. But we'll just stick with, I know what the circle means. So every time I see a circle, I'll mention it. The circle means that I did not complete it. Or maybe, actually, the circle means I didn't complete it, but it also means that, so this is, they're all, lots of this list is segmented into different chunks, right? And I'll kind of talk about each chunk as I get to it. And each chunk is like, I don't know, when you chunk things, it's easier to think through them, I guess. So some chunks I have crossed out entirely. I think as I was making this, I got really excited, and it led to me to like write, I think, just too much. Brevity is really important in life, and especially something like this. You want to be brief while still, of course, being accurate and such, but it's balanced. But I think I was a little bit too comprehensive. Or maybe not, But I spent a lot of time on this, a couple hours, I think. So let's start from the top. No recreational social media usage. That's circled. I definitely watched social media that day. And then in a separate chunk, so that's its own chunk. Like that shows you how important it is. It's just that no recreational social media usage in its own chunk. That's very perfect. I'm going to go through with red and star what I think is fantastic. So no recreational social media usage I think is great. And I didn't write this first, but it got moved to the top of the list because I think I knew how great that was when I wrote it. And I think I backed that up. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's only 5 words, and every word is so impactful and necessary that it's amazing. No means whatever comes after no is like disallowed, right? It's like not allowed. Like in the Constitution, you might see, is there anything written no in the Constitution? I guess I'm writing my own like sort of Constitution here. So let's continue. No, that means no. Recreational, that means for the purpose of enjoyment. Ooh, interesting. So maybe this isn't as great as I thought it would be. Recreational tries to exemplify. I wrote recreational because in my mind, I want to exemplify this. I want to exemplify, because this is getting posted on social media. I'm making this for social media, and in that sense, I'm using it. So maybe intaking would be better. So maybe avoid intaking. Did I avoid intaking? No recreational social media usage. Avoid intaking social media. Intaking. Avoid, and that's even less words. So let's write that. Avoid intaking. Is there a better word than intaking? Avoid consuming social media. Avoid consuming social media. Because with it written that way, I am not consuming, I'm creating social media. And that is a much more fine line than recreational, because at very many times, this activity, like right now, I'm quite enjoying this episode, if you haven't been able to tell by the tone of my voice and I guess my demeanor. Maybe what I'm talking about or how I'm talking about it, I'm not sure. Shout out to Elizabeth Kuhn. If you're watching this, hello. What was I saying? Avoid consuming social media. Consuming directly differentiates between the consumption and on the other hand, the creation. So avoid consuming social media. I could add with the exception of, but when you start writing that sort of stuff, it kind of goes down a rabbit hole. So avoid consuming social media. That's the first bullet point. One handwritten to-do list every day. One handwritten to-do list every day. One handwritten to-do list every day. How do I feel about that? It's circled, so obviously on my first run through, I wasn't able to complete it. I have an art piece right behind the camera here of all the times that I made to-do lists. I saved all the things that I had actually gotten done with a green check on them, and I glued them all to this piece of cardboard. And it's like this art piece, I guess, and I have it hanging right there. And I think, I don't know, I think if I made it might be nice if I could like get one of those laminated sheets, because at Jersey Mike's I have, when you do bread numbers, it's like always there. You can erase it and write, erase it and write. A whiteboard, essentially. A whiteboard that it doesn't actually have to be hung on the wall because that's inefficient, right? And using a new piece of paper every day is inefficient. So maybe, but also these computers can do the same thing. Interesting. But I think I'd like it in front of me. So for this one, let's write one handwritten to-do list every day. Attempt to write down your day. Attempt to write down your day. Yeah, because I'm not sure I'm liking the no, and I'm not sure I'm liking like the one, like a minimum of one. I think I want to replace one with attempt. Attempt handwritten, and maybe we can get rid of to-do list and just write attempt handwritten outline. Attempt handwritten daily outline. Attempt handwritten. I like that. Is there a small red marker that I can be using for this, maybe? These markers are humongoloid. I don't see it immediately, so I think we'll just skip with these. Stay with these. Handwritten to-do list. So that's its own chunk as well, the to-do list. Attempt handwritten daily outline. So every day that will be like sitting on my desk, sort of like when I wake up, sort of like when I do bread numbers every night at Jersey Mike's, I have to grab that thing that's always right there waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always bingo. And I can actually even slot it right here. Okay. So, yeah. Ooh, I like it. Me likey so far. Me is enjoying. Me likey. Okay, so continuing. I have crossed out this next chunk. And this next chunk is all about social media. This is really messy, I think, but I'm going to read through it, and then I'll talk about why I think it's messy when I finish reading through it. And this episode might be a bit too loud. I have it on safe, so there's not going to be any clipping, but for some reason, I just think it's a little bit louder than previous episodes. Maybe I can just talk a little bit quieter, and that would be okay, too. Okay, so YouTube video. This is its own little thing. Underneath YouTube video, I have thumbnail, over 7 minutes long, entertaining. That is interesting because I think I'm going to leave this chunk alone. I think I'm going to stand by my ex because, let me continue. Instagram Reel. Underneath Instagram Reel, I have thumbnail, ? Yes, period. 4 YouTube Shorts a day. Underneath that, I have need thumbnails. 4 Shorts to second channel. Under that, I have also need thumbnails. 8 Reels on TikTok plus Instagram Reel. 9, which equals 9 TikTok posts a day. Under that, I have just spam TikTok. Snapchat, all YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok links. Wow. 1 hour of keeping it real every day. So that's a lot. That's a lot of, we've actually, because of this, kept, this is currently the whatever day of 1 hour of keeping it real every day. So, that actually stuck, which is pretty fantastic. But, for the rest of it, I haven't been doing thumbnails for Instagram. I haven't been doing thumbnails for YouTube Shorts. I haven't been on TikTok or Snapchat. And I also have not been adding any shorts to my second channel on YouTube. And I need to start. I have a lot of shorts that I need to just be scheduling to post. I need to sit down one day. I need to maybe, what is sensible? Sitting down and scheduling all my posts for the week on Sunday? That might be genuinely a good idea. Okay, so moving on. I now have a separate chunk. I'm going to leave this chunk crossed out, right? because I want to keep this document, because why did I write this, right? I think it all actually stemmed from, if you can see it on the wall right there above the printer, you're not going to be able to read it, but that is actually a failed attempt at like a life-changing thing, right? Right next to it, right underneath it, I have like where I stopped smoking weed and when I stopped jacking off. And that was supposed to be like one of them, and that was going to be where I gave up all sorts of processed foods, and I only ate, I think I have it written on, only can eat whole foods chicken, broccoli, rice, which would be plain, beans. I can have eggs as well, plain. I can also, along with broccoli, have any vegetables as long as it's plain, and any fruits as long as they're plain. And I said subject to addition, 2/18/25, and now we're past the 18th. So it's been a month since I wrote that and failed that, and it's interesting to look back on it and reflect because clearly I didn't follow through. And I remember when I failed, I think I failed like within the day. I like binged a lot of fast food right after failing. So that's something to think about. And born from this, want to improve. Like I wrote that down and I put it up there because I had a desire to change my life. And I wasn't able to change it. Well, at least in the way that I wrote down, I wasn't able to change it. And then as time went on, I ended up with this piece of paper, which is typed and printed. And much more, it's just different. So we'll see as I get down. I'll show you. There's more sections. So the next chunk is 45 plus hours a week at Jersey Mike's. That's why I did the math. I did the math and tried to figure out like exactly how many hours a day that would be. Or I don't work every day. I only work some days. I need to be working 40 hours, which is I'm not doing that right now. So I need to make sure that I'm at 40 in whatever way I can. So I'm going to 45 hours a week at Jersey Mike's. I need to Interesting. What if every day I showed up at Jersey Mike's and checked in? When they open, I'm not sure. I've never opened before. I know that the store opens at 10, so I'd imagine the first person gets there at 9, maybe 8. I don't know. Probably 9, I would guess, unless, something's going on. So I think it'd be good if every day I showed up at Jersey Mike's at 9. Except for maybe Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I could try that, but should I write that down? Because I was on a good path. I think I was on a good trajectory when I changed like harsh wordings and direct demands to sort of suggestions, like avoid consuming social media and attempt handwritten daily outline. So 45 plus hours a week at Jersey Mike's should be more like I don't want to reused attempt. Try to show up at work. Try to show up at work? No, let's just try to go to work. Go to work. Try to go to work. Okay, I like that. Try to go to work. I like the way that's worded. Okay, next we have drink exactly. This is its own chunk. That the Jersey Mix was its own chunk. Now this is its own chunk. Drink exactly 3 liters of water every day. I thought that it would be like. That's actually insane that I wrote that. Why did I write that? I thought that it would be like badass if I had the exact same water intake every day, and eventually through routine I could like drink it at the exact same times, and I'd be super in tune with my body. But like, what? Like what? Like what? Like what? So I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna say. I could do, because I'm never really conscious. Like, I'll get, like, sometimes I'll drink water, yeah, but I'm never really conscious. I could just do 1 liter. If I need to be doing 3 liters a day, then I think it'd be a good idea to, once again, I'm going to have to write try, but try to drink 1 liter when you wake up and 1 before you go to bed. I think that's a good idea. So I have a morning liter. What does that smell? I'll have a morning liter and I'll have a nighttime liter. And then, okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I like this. And I'm okay if I reuse the word try. So I'm going to turn this one into, I need a new pen. This is too big. I'm going to fill up the page, I think. No. I can just retype it. Try to drink a liter in the morning and 1 at night. Try to drink. Try for 1 liter in the morning and 1 liter at night. I like that. I think it's good. I like that. Okay. Shower once in the morning. Brush and floss once in the morning. I used to be a 2, sometimes 3 shower a day kind of guy, but now I've regressed into a 1 or maybe 1 every 2 days kind of guy, and that just ain't all right, especially for how much I talk about girls and how much I want to be loved. Like, ain't nobody want to love nobody that's smelly. Trust me, man. I can't smell well, but I know it. I know it as a fact. So let's rewrite this one. Shower once in the morning, brush and floss once in the morning. I'm just going to write try to and try to. And then we have up at 8, sleep at 12. Yeah. I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to put try to in front of it. Try to. I have up at 8, sleep at 12, no eating, drinking, or screens between the hours of 9 p.m. and 8 a.m., all within a chunk. The shower and the brush was its own chunk, and the drink exactly 3 hours a day was its own chunk, and now we're down to this chunk, which there's 3 bullet points within this chunk. We have up at 8 a.m., sleep by 12 a.m., no eating, drinking, or screens between the hours of 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. I'm just going to write try to for all of them. Goes for all of them. Okay, so next we have only eggs, lean chicken, broccoli, and banana. And that's the end. That's its own chunk, and that's all that's written in the bullet point. So let me elaborate, because you might hear that and be like, are you crazy? Like, are you crazy? The answer is yes. I think what I thought here was that, well, I failed this, right? I failed this one. And I even gave myself so much more food, like as I went down and wrote it and read it to myself and everything, I started with basically only this, but then I kept adding things like all vegetables are okay as long as they're plain, blah, 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 fruits and everything. So this one, I was like, let me make it really simple for myself because I can't seem to follow directions. So let me make the directions really simple. Only eggs, lean chicken, broccoli, and banana. That's the only things I can intake on a day-to-day basis. That's it. That ain't right. So let's change it. Should we change it to try to eat healthy? I think that'd be good. Try to eat healthy. I mean, I quite like that, to be quite honest with you. Try to eat healthy. I'm pretty big as it stands right now. It's weird because I'm like this medium, like kind of fat, kind of not fat. I'm just going to write try to be healthy. I think that's a good thing to write. Try to eat healthy. That's 4 words. I like it. Okay, moving on to the next chunk. We have a 3 bullet point chunk for this one. We have roll out back and do at least 1 rep of 1 back exercise each day. Now I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna put try to give back attention. Then we have read at least 1 page of a book a day. Try to read. Because it's funny, you know. I had that as a bullet point earlier. And I actually had it as 2 pages. And then I stopped. When I went to New York City. I didn't do it. And I ruined it. But I liked it. It was working. I liked it. Every morning I read 1 page of a book. I really enjoyed that, right? But I stopped and I put it back in this document and I got rid of 1 page. I just said just 1 page. At one point, though, during my last attempt, I made it like, I don't know, I felt like a week maybe. And I was actually enjoying the 2 pages that I was reading. I mean, it's good book, you know? But I would still make myself stop at that 2-page mark. So what we'll do for this one is we'll get rid of that and we'll just say try to read. I like this. I like this a lot. Next up, brush teeth and floss 3 times a day. Try to brush teeth and floss 3 times a day. I don't know about you guys, but this is getting pretty easy. The marker has totally bled through to the other side. Not ideal at all, but we can probably fix this with a simple pen maneuver or something. But once again, I don't want to... Oh, crayons. I never realized I had crayons right here. Okay. So moving on, that was brush teeth and floss 1 time a day was its own chunk. Now we have another chunk. Now they get a bit weird, right? Because like I've been doing this, I've been writing the document for so long. I think at this point that I just started like continuing writing it and not really thinking about what I was doing. Because I don't know, I was just kind of burnt out, I guess, on the whole process. So go to the gym and do at least 1 rep of each exercise or muscle group each day. And then I have pull up, push up, chest, thighs, calves, abs, shoulders, biceps, triceps. Am I crazy? Am I insane? Someone answer that for me. So on this, I've crossed out just the muscle groups. I don't know what that meant. I think that meant I was still with the sentiment of going to the gym and doing at least 1 rep of each exercise or muscle group each day. But I said it's too much to like actually label them. I'm so weird, man. And then in the same chunk, I have go to Hill, which is a public library, and do 1 thing social media related. You can tell, look, I'm going to circle this. You can tell that I'm kind of losing it, right? Because this is supposed to be a very important document, meaning it's supposed to be very uniformed and very thorough whilst brief. And, it's supposed to have lots of thought behind it. But right here, right next to one another, in the same chunk, I have an item that ends in the word each day. And then I have an item that just says go to Hill and do one social media thing related. And there's no each day written here. So it's like, what? Every hour? Every minute? Once every month? Like, what? So I'm going to do try to go to gym. And then I'm going to write, I don't know. I'm going to write try to be in public, I think is better. Be in public. And actually, part of me wants to erase the gym thing and just write try to be in public. Because I don't necessarily have to go to the gym. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of try to go to the gym. And I'm just going to leave it as try to be in public. Because I can go to the coffee shop. I can go. I mean, who knows how many places I can be in public, Try to be in public. I like that. Now I have a new chunk. And this chunk there is 6 things written. And the theme for this chunk is 1 a week. So we have take 1 cycling class each week. Rock climb at least once each week. Step into the sauna at least once each week. Watch 1 movie per week. I remember I put that in and I was like, I'll give myself a little treat. Watch a little movie. Change shower towel 1 time each week. Change bed sheets 1 time each week. Just kind of weird. Just kind of weird stuff. And right in the next chunk, we'll just jump down to that also and say laundry every 3 days. This is the only thing in the next chunk. And then we'll just keep going. The chunk under that one says record all spending 1 time each day. So let's go back up to the top chunk. Let's put all these things together. Let's cross out watch 1 movie each week. Should we cross that out? Yeah, because why would I make myself do something that I'm supposed to be enjoying? Take 1 cycling class each week. Rock climb at least 1 time each week. Step into the sauna 1 time each week. So we'll get rid of the 1. 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 And then what we'll do here is we'll give ourselves, I don't know, Monday as a free day. Because I know I work Sunday. So we'll give ourselves Monday as a free day. But should I assign these things days, See, this is interesting because I get why I grouped them because of the sentiment. But now that, take 1 cycling class each week. I like this. The cycling, the rock climbing, and the sauna are all try to be in public related. Right? Right? Yet the shower towel and the bed sheets are all like brush teeth shower related. And laundry related and recording all spending related, So I'm not going to write anything here, actually. I'm not going to keep adding to the list. I'm going to circle and draw an arrow. I'm going to circle, big circle here. Yikes. Huh. Okay, and then we'll finish this off with kind of a try to be hygienic, maybe? I don't know. and record all spending one time each day. Try to be financially conscious. So next we have 3 different chunks, and these chunks are kind of like closing procedures. Like as I work and maneuver in this room, in this studio, in this house, I want to treat it like I treat Jersey Mike's. Because at Jersey Mike's, I would never leave the place, you know, if like something wasn't mopped or something wasn't swept or something's not put away properly. So why is it that I'm so comfortable falling asleep in my own room when it's a mess? So this is like the end of my wits. There's no like each day. There's no, you know, there's no, yeah. So maybe, you know, maybe what I'll do is I'll go out and I'll get 2, like of those handheld whiteboard things. And on the first one, I can write like abstract things like this. I would write all this try to and attempt to stuff abstractly. And then on the right one, it can be my attempt at handwriting a daily outline, and I can base my daily outline off of my my abstract things. You know? I like this idea. I think I'm going to go out and see if I can't I mean, where do you go to laminate something? I'll Google it. I'll figure it out. I'm going to go over to my buddy's house. Oh, this is the end of the episode. Okay. This has been the best episode I've had by far. I want to give a big thanks to Pete. I want to give a big thanks to Byron. I want to give a big thanks to my mom, my dad. I want to give a big thanks to all my roommates, Lucas, and who else do I want to say thank you to? Everyone that's watching. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go try. I'm very motivated about this, so I'm going to go try and see if I can get those laminated pieces of paper. Adios.